The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the producers and/or the persons appearing on the program, and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of FRC Media, Bristol Community College, or the City of Fall River.
Hello, welcome for one more show of the table topics. John, how you doing?
Good. How about yourself today, Carlos? Good. It's a beautiful day out.
It's a beautiful day. And how's everything over there?
Yeah, same old. Trying to pay attention to things that are going on. Like anything else, just moving on. So, how
Very
about
good.
yourself? Good. I see.
Yeah, it's still kicking.
Yeah, and we're both a little patriotic today, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I think we read minds, I guess, because I didn't told you that I was going to put my my American flag hat today. But hey,
Oh, no,
I think after what we saw yesterday, we need to to show.
What? Why? What did we see yesterday?
Breaking news at 6 o'clock, every channel.
Well, I'm sorry, I might have missed it. What happened at 6 o'clock?
Oh, you didn't saw the king leaving the hospital with all that, with my plane and
The who? You said
the king. The king.
Oh my
the
God,
king.
Carlos.
The king
Oh my God, Carlos.
of the universe.
Oh
The
my
king
God. Oh
leaving the hospital.
Oh my God.
On my airplane. Moving to my White House.
Okay.
Okay. I guess still mine, right?
Yeah, it's America's. You're right.
Or did he already sold the White House to Russia?
Oh my God! Please, Carlos, come on now.
I love it.
On that, now I want to talk about this. Now that you brought this up, so this just came out, and you're only gonna hear something like this on a conservative outlet.
Yeah.
This is Fox News, just breaking.
Give me Fox News.
Yeah, the DNI declassifies Brennan, who used to be the CIA director's notes. The memo on Hillary Clinton stirring up scandal between Russia and Trump. So what we have, and I'm just going to go into it real quick. DNI Director John Radcliffe on Tuesday declassified documents that revealed former CIA Director John Brennan briefed former President Obama on Hillary Clinton's purported plan to tie then-candidate Donald Trump to Russia as a means of distracting the public from her use of a private email server ahead of the 2016 presidential election. Interesting. We're talking about Russia. Remember?
Yeah.
Said Russia.
Yeah.
Russia. Do you really think Russia's a problem? Wouldn't it be China that would be more of a problem? China, who sent this virus over to us? China, who was basically eating our lunch over the last 20 years? But we keep on going back to this Russian narrative.
Well, wait a minute. I heard that Biden was the one that was giving up his lunch. Now I'm giving up my lunch too? What the hell?
What do you mean Biden was giving up his lunch?
That's what came up on the debate that he threw at Biden, that China was eating his lunch. So now he's eating my lunch too?
Well, I mean, Carlos, all you have to do is if someone's son goes over to China with their father on a plane and gets $1 billion, what is that all about? $1 billion, Carlos. 1 billion.
Yeah.
What is that?
And maybe they're using the same plane that Trump Jr. went to Russia too.
Trump Jr. never went to Russia. Come on. They had businesses prior to all this stuff. The Bidens weren't in business on their own in the past. They weren't in business. So why did they go over to Russia? And then the son has $1 billion right away afterwards. So why did all our jobs go to China? Why did Why did we never take China seriously when all these things were happening? They were still on intellectual property, all these different things. Why was that never taken seriously?
Because we can.
Huh?
Where's your shirt made?
Where's my shirt made? I don't
Yes.
know. I mean, it's a designer shirt, so yeah. But the thing is,
I can tell you, mine, made in China.
Tell me where I can buy American stuff, and I'll be there buying it, like everybody else. There's no place to buy American stuff, very little. So it doesn't matter. I mean, this is not just an American thing. China has done this all over the world, you know? So, but anyway, but see, even me reading that to you, someone that I feel is intelligent, it doesn't matter. What would you think about that? What did you think?
Matter. Why that's going to matter if doesn't matter for Trump supporters if he's going to shoot somebody on Fifth Ave?
So Carlos, let me say this, okay? Let me change this.
It's lost. Everything is loose.
No,
it's lost.
Listen, Carlos, to me. All right, so the Radcliffe just released classified information that the former CIA director, Pompeo, briefed President Trump that basically he had information about, he wanted to defray him with the computer scandal that he was in. Okay, I'm just changing this around. And he told that, and he wanted to make up a Russian narrative toward Hillary Clinton. Would you be upset about that? Would you think that was bad?
What that's gonna change 4 years after? What Hillary is gonna lose now?
Carlos, it's not that. We've gone through an impeachment and all these things about Russia that was not even true. That's what that's saying. So why was an administration that was in office basically helping a candidate for office? You can't do that. That's using the government against another opponent.
But again, if that's all fake, why is people in jail for lying?
Well, this is the thing. Exactly.
Oh, exactly.
Exactly, Carlos. This just came out. Exactly. Thank you.
So why they in jail if they're telling the truth? Why they in jail?
Well, exactly. I'd like to know that, but this is the thing. You're right. Why aren't they? Why aren't they in jail? I want to know that too. Why don't you think they're in jail? I want to know that.
I don't know. And that comes down to what we talked last week about is both sides have problems. Both sides lie. Both sides try to hide stuff. But what I'm concerned right now.
All right, wait a minute.
What I'm concerned right now is the last poll shows 16% of people still undecided. Okay,
I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
Which I think it's high. 16% of the voters still in undecided. But remember, if they're going to fall in two categories, their decision. One is going to be the ones that are undecided. They're going to look after the vice presidents. Okay, that's the second choice they have. Is okay. Forget about the presidents. Who we have backing up the president? It's already out. Some media outlets already announcing that Joe Biden is not going to serve the full term. That's going to give it to Harris. So if that's true, you think some of those votes is going to fall on Biden because of her?
Well, I think if someone's running for office and you're telling people that you don't think you're going to make it through the whole term, people aren't voting for the vice president. They're voting for the president who's running for president. So let me just ask you this. This Massachusetts is a very liberal state, right? We all know that. How many Biden signs do you see around?
I see a few.
How many?
I even see them on the cars now. I was like, I don't know if I want to put my sign, my stick on the car. So
I mean, it's nobody's business. You know what I mean? That's why but how many Trump things do you see around Fall River, which is a very liberal city?
I think I see more than Biden.
Okay. And in Somerset, have you seen where there are hundreds of people that stand out in front of that Trump store?
Yes, but again, and that I say that about local business too.
Yeah.
Signs don't vote.
Yeah.
Underage people don't vote.
Okay. Yep.
Boats not going to vote.
How many?
Okay.
All right.
So flags not going to vote. People vote.
All right. So, but how many people do you see standing out in this area for Biden?
Not many.
Yeah. So
Not many. I think they just announced something. They are doing a rally for Biden. I saw on Facebook this week. I don't know where. I don't know who.
The reason why I bring that up is that he's the president's very controversial. So for people in this area, that's a liberal area, for people to stand out, and it's not only here, Fairhaven, 20 miles from here, I've been there where they're right at the Fairhaven border on the bridge. There's like 50 to 60 people standing out every week. I don't know what the day is. I just happen to catch it once or twice. You would never see that for someone that people don't want to put signs like you and I saying, I don't want to put a sign out for whoever.
John.
Yes.
We are fathers.
Yes.
We are parents. We are parents.
Yes.
One of the things that you don't want to tell your kid is don't do it.
Yeah.
Because he's going to do it.
Okay.
Because they know more than us.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
That's what usually what they do is when you say don't do it, they're going to do it because they want to make a point.
Okay.
I think a lot of these people are just showing off because people are telling them not to do it. So they want to do it. So it's actually all those people, all those 50 people, that's 50 votes. I don't believe that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
No, I don't. I'm losing you. I'm sorry. So you're saying the people that are standing out? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, people are standing out. It's to show. It's to show support. It's to show because number one, I don't even. Some of those people don't even vote because they don't have age enough to vote. Yeah. You see kids there holding flags. You know, so I mean, it's a show off. Okay, hey, we're gonna have cars. Cars going crazy, and we're gonna have. We're probably gonna have this guy that's going to show there with the Biden sign, and we're going to show him where to go. You know, so that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. And it's a show off. Now the show off goes with boats. Now it's boats, it's motorcycles, it's all of that. It's only a show off.
Yeah,
I want to see is if they lose, if Trump loses, if those flags going to disappear.
Yeah. What you mean, American flags? I don't think American flags are going to disappear.
No. I already said Trump has his own flag.
Yeah.
American flag. It's not. He's even using the white and blue flag too. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm saying it's Trump 2020. Those
those
blue flags.
Yeah.
Yes, I want to see how many they're going to show up on the election night if he loses.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't believe from what they're saying we're going to know who wins election night. From with all this mail-in voter thing, we're not going to know from what they're saying because they're finding so many issues with it. Whereas, you know, you may get something. Oh, we found these votes in this cabinet over here. You know, so it's going to be definitely different than it's been in the past for sure. So we'll see. But I'm not.
So and you believe those 16% votes, undecided votes, that the majority is going to fall for Trump?
Oh, I don't know where they're going to fall. I you know what I mean. I don't know. I mean, there's so many things that play in this. You know, we have a whole new thing where nationwide they've gone in with this mailer. You know, we've had the early voting, but now the mail-in voting, that is not something that has been in place in many states in the U.S. So whenever you do something,
and you don't think the mail-in votes are going to favor the Trump?
Oh no, I don't think the mail-in votes are going to favor Trump at all. They're going to favor Biden.
But do you believe that Trump supporters will be able to use it too, and some of them will use it?
Well, I think most people. are going to go.
Most elderly people voting for Trump is going to use the mail voting.
I'm not sure, Carlos. I know I'm going to vote no matter what. I go in person. I always have gone in person. If we can all go to the supermarket and go out to restaurants and all these other things, we can definitely go vote. So this thing of this whole mail-in voting thing, because everybody's afraid, drive on the street now. I mean, it's like the traffic has come back totally pre-COVID, at least around here. I can gather it's probably worse than other places. So, like I said, it's when you have all these votes and all these people, all these ballots, and whenever you have more people involved in anything, it's always rife for, fraud and things like that. So that's what concerns me, that they.
Well, let me ask you about the replacement, the nomination that Trump did.
Okay.
What do you think? What do you think of her?
I'm sorry, the nomination for who?
For the Supreme Court.
Oh, I don't have a problem with her. I mean, I know everybody keeps on saying that if you put her in, now this is a woman that has 7 kids, okay? 2 of them are adopted from Haiti. She's a Catholic. What I was upset about is I saw some people in the Senate saying, basically, your dogma lives within you. Can you imagine changing the person's religion, not Catholic, and replace that with any other religion in the world? And what do you think would happen? So I thought that was very inappropriate for the senators to say that.
And don't you think that's dangerous to have the Supreme Court bent just to one side and don't have a balance?
It's always been that way, Carlos. When a Democrat gets in, what does a Democrat do? They put in a liberal person. When a conservative is the president, they put a conservative person in there. So I could look at it this way: when a Democrat or a liberal person is saying, you're going to take Roe v. Wade away, right? A conservative person, I've been hearing this on different radios, that conservative people are worried if this lady doesn't get in, that they're going to go in and try to take people's Second Amendment away. Which people that are gun owners believe that, just like women believe that they're going to try to take their right to choose away.
And I have no problem. I told you before. I have no problem people having guns to defend themselves.
Yeah.
Do they need a war weapons? No. They need a weapon to defend themselves. They don't need a weapon that they can get 100 bullets in a second.
Well, look what happened in St. Louis, Missouri. There were some peaceful protesters going up to these people's houses. They broke the gate. Okay. The guy came out with looked like an AR-15. Those peaceful protesters were threatening to kill them, to rape his wife, to kill his dog, and then said, we're going to live in this house. Okay. So if 250 people are coming at you, you think one handgun's going to stop them? You know what I mean? So we're in a different kind of world right now that people are really concerned with all the violence they see across the country. So if you say somebody that's liberals coming in there, some people are going to be concerned.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. When the first one falls down dead, you're fool if you're going to keep going.
If you only have a handgun that goes bang, bang.
It's one at a time. It's one at a time.
But there's 250 people there. You don't have 250 bullets in that magazine for a handgun.
This is one of in a million cases.
Carlos, this has happened more often where they're going by people's houses. But anyway, I'm not.
Yeah. But the thing is, and I think that I don't have a problem when the president is Republican to put somebody on the Supreme Court that's going to defend their beliefs.
Yeah.
The problem I have this time is because how many are the same person is going to replace them?
Okay. Well,
that's the problem I have, because we had years that we had presidents that they had a one nomination because, thank God everybody was alive and well. But when we are going through, or all we going through, one person putting three. I think this is the third one that he's trying to put on.
Yep. Yep.
And
he's the president,
and
so
3
it's his
years.
right.
And in 3 years.
Yep. All right. But
So I think that it's something that needs to
well, Carlos, if
be worked.
Hillary Clinton or Obama were in, or Clinton, Bill Clinton, if they had an opportunity to put three people in, would you get upset? They're the president, so that's
no. Whatever it's on the books, it's on the books. But I think for either one,
yeah,
they should not put that many people, because you can change now. You have to agree that this can be changed for the next 30 years.
Well, I mean, I look at it this way, and this is the issue I have with the Supreme Court. Whether you're a liberal or conservative, the law's the law. So if you're liberal and you want to push the law to this side here to have it fit with what you want, that's not the law. The law is here. This is the law. We can't make the law up to fit what you want it to be. Okay?
Yes.
So usually someone that is a conservative judge is going to look at the law. He's not going to try to swing, or she's not going to try to swing it this way to fit what's going on in society right now. That's not how the law works. So that's
well,
why
but why is that not happening? Number 10 doesn't matter. The number 10, it's for me and for you. It's the same.
Well, Carlos,
you write this number 10 the same way I write number 10. So if we are in different parties, and the answer it's 10, why I'm going to say 10 and you're going to say 9?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't even see what is the problem to have following this idea that number 10 is the same for you and for me.
Yeah.
And that's the right answer. It's number 10. So really doesn't matter if the person is Republican or Democrat. If they follow the law, and the answer is the same for you and for me. That really doesn't matter which parties we belong to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it does. There are things that matter that are happening. I'll give you an example out in California. A state rep out in California just wanted to pass a law that it's okay to fool around with someone that's 10 years younger, a minor. So if I'm a 24-year-old man, I can fool around with a 14-year-old girl. Okay, that's the law in California. Governor Newsom just passed that. Do you think that's a conservative value or a liberal value? It was both two liberals brought that up. So the law is the law. But somebody that was liberal put it to fit their thing or their narrative. So they wanted to lessen that, because I guess the law was if you have an 18-year-old boy that was had sex with a 17-year-old, she's underage. However, if the kid, got the girl pregnant, then if he's in jail, it's kind of hard to help supporting this girl if he's in jail. So that's why they were a little lenient on some of these things. But 10 years difference is ridiculous. Now, that passed in California. Those were liberal people that passed it. You know what I mean? So the law.
And it was not too long ago that we heard about exactly like you said, the 17 or the 18 was his girlfriend was 15 or 16, and then they got separate, and now she filed against him. Yeah. So guess what? It was fine when they were together for 2 years. Yeah. But when they broke up and she went after him, he didn't got jail, but he has something on his record forever, because he got charged abusing a minor, which was his girlfriend. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing, that it should be a limit of age too. It's like I said, a 16-year-old going out with an 18-year-old, they know what they're doing. They know they are in a relationship. Okay, it's different from a 17 or 18-year-old grabbing a 6-year-old.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's a big difference.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I totally agree. A 14-year-old and a 24-year-old shouldn't be legal, but California wants to kind of lower that kind of penalty on the person. I just think that's wrong. So the law is the law. People, and if you have the majority of people that say this is what the law should be, you can change the law. They could come in right now and say nobody owns property in this country. We passed that. All the senators passed it. That's the new law. So when you have conservative and liberal people together, it shouldn't even be about that. It should be about this is what the law is. I think everybody can agree to that. But I think we're just in times right now that's not the case. So I don't have a problem with someone that follows the law. I just don't have a problem with that. So
before we go, and going back to the release of Trump from the hospital, you think was a good move of him leaving the hospital with only 3 days?
What it is Carlos, I think this all goes back to old school. Okay. Years ago, you take President Kennedy, he had problems with his back. Nobody wants to see the president out there weak. So I think he's just doing what Kennedy did, what Roosevelt did. If they were sick, the media actually went along because you want to show the countries that the president's strong. You don't want to see the president out there hobbling around with a mask, coughing and hacking to death. You don't want to see that.
I understand that, but the president don't have a broken leg. The president has a virus that he can give it to somebody else.
Well, what's interesting, and look this up. I read this earlier today that apparently there are some reporters in the White House pool about a week and a half ago that were found out that they were positive like last week or the week before that. And then all of a sudden, all these people in the White House are getting it. So, I probably wouldn't have done some of the things, but he's trying to show that this disease has like a 0.1% fatality rate. People are going to get sick. Yes. Just like you get the flu, people are going to get all these other kinds of diseases.
Well, another question is, why did your mother got the treatment that he got and the medication that he got from somebody that was already very advanced on the treatment, getting when he got the first day?
Well, Carlos,
why?
Any of the senators would have had the same thing. Any rich person would have had the same thing as opposed to you and I. That's just a fact. No matter where you live, you have money, it talks. You're going to get the best medical care, and the president of this country should get the best medical care. I think of any country, right?
That means that our health care has a lot of work to be done.
I think it's no matter where you are, Carlos. If I was in Portugal, I assume that the president of the country is going to get better health care than I am as a regular person there. I just assume that in any country, it's going to have the same thing. However, one thing I want to bring up before we end it, I know there was a lot of comments about the president, with people exposing people. Well, the Secret Service people are around them all the time. No matter what goes on, they have to have those people around. So they're in that gear because they have to be protecting the president. Because if they just walked away and said he has this disease, anybody could come in and, and take people out. So, they made that big deal about that, which I was thinking to myself, doesn't the Secret Service have to stay there and protect? That's their job. So
they have to be around him, but he had a choice not to do the right, so he didn't have to have them around him.
He would.
Do you think they want to be around him?
They have to be around him in the hospital.
The question is, do they want to?
Well, Carlos,
they have to. Yeah, but do they want to?
Exactly, but they would have to be around him anyway. So if he's outside in a car as opposed to them sitting in a hospital bed, they were probably safer in the car because they had plexiglass between him and them, and they were in full protective gear. But he would have been in the hospital room with them anyway. So
I heard something that made a lot of sense. Was they there to take a bullet for the president?
Okay.
Not to take a bullet from the president.
But Carlos, they would have.
Do that make sense?
No, but it doesn't make any sense because you know why? They'd be in that room with him no matter where he is anyway. They're with him no matter where he is. So whether he's sitting in their hospital room with him, Whether they're doing that or sitting in a car with him, they're still there. So I don't really see that as being a big issue, to be honest with you. But anyway,
well,
I guess we're out of time.
It's time. Yes. So see you next week, and stay safe.